Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Welcome, everyone. Yours truly, Carcino here. Welcoming everybody over. I hesitated to even do this video because I don't like to mention this individual. But when something is news, you report on it, and that's what's going on here. Now, don't mind your boy. All right. This is another example of your boy, silly old Gilly, doing what it is that makes him who he is. Now, Playbacktv has come to an end on December 12th, 2025. They decided to shut their doors. And it shocked a lot of people. Now, everyone's like, man, we were having a lot of success. So a lot of people that have been there doing creation for 6 years and was having success and a lot of movement, and they liked the platform of Playbacktv. And for 6 years, it was thriving. So what went wrong? Something had to go very wrong in order for this to happen. And January of 2025, about a year ago today, we're probably standing at the 1-year anniversary of when I spoke to Gilbert Arenas about what was going on. And there was a huge fallout. And, you know, whenever he's feeling confident, he decides to, you know, brag. And he used to brag to myself. So things started to change. And you probably say, well, how and why? What went wrong? And what did Gilbert Arenas do to get himself put in this situation here? They're probably trying to block the video and everything as we speak, as naturally is what they do. My care in that situation is very small as far as what their plans or what they want to do. But let's look more into what I like to do. Because in the end, this is exactly what I like to see. Facts. Now, in last year, from previous years, what was the change? I see one common denominator. And that was Gilbert Arenas. Adding him to the, what we say, the fray, that changed. It was a mighty shift and a mighty dynamic change that turned everything upside down on his head. As you can see right there, Lowe was on the show and been there for a while. Gilbert just got on board in the past year. And Playbacktv, who had been around for 5 years prior to getting Gil, didn't have any problems. There was nothing wrong. But like in everything in life, things happen. Now, like I told you, this individual, likes to brag, likes to boast about no matter what the thing is. He's going to brag and boast. It's what he does. It's what he likes. No one can change that. But one thing we did notice that was quite evident is that when a person is trying to go about, doing their own due diligence or living their own life, you start to see that certain avenues that were being taken was not the right avenue in which to go. We've been seeing a lot of issues happening over there. Most of it hasn't been productive. Let's just be honest. It hasn't been very productive. And because of that fact, right, thank you. You're seeing what they call a tectonic shift in energy and what was happening on the platform. Just a month ago, Dan Le Batard was talking about how Gil was paying to play, like basically bought himself into position. That had nothing to do with us. But for a dynamic, it seemed like that was the narrative they wanted to play. They wanted that to be the storyline. Again, we didn't care. Wasn't a major concern to us. Now, as we do here, we often take people back to the beginning. Now, when you start saying back to the beginning, now, Grayson Allen about to get hurt, messing with the Pistons. That's right. Yeah, it's a tech on him. Oh, they made Cade miss the free throw. That's some bull. Now, anyway, sorry, I'm getting lost in the game. That's why I don't even want to do this video. Oh, now Grayson Allen and hit a three. Running off at the mouth. Okay, we're going to have to punch him in it now. But anyway, here we go. Let's go here. So he starts talking about who's all on the team. He's in brag mode. Full brag mode. This is 2025 January. And he names Melly, Suge. So he's now crediting a junkie or ex-junkie, whatever he is, as a member of his team. Like, these are all his guys. Angie is his weed store employee. Caroline Timms, his cousin. He gives you a whole list of his layout of all the people that's on his team. Why? It's what he likes to do. Stupid stuff. Now, I know the people that's there that really matter. So dynamics started to change. We start talking about employees there and everything else, right? And then I kept telling him the incident with Miko was really his fault because he didn't try to fix it on Gil's Arena at his show. Now, the narratives always change. Because he said, so them buying views doesn't help their business. Their business is sign up and gambling. So I said, go back and read that message. And I said, as long as he could push people to their platform, he's in business. What does a YouTube algorithm have to do with them? They don't benefit from YouTube profits. Then it turns into this. I know how to negotiate. That's all. So Gil said he know how to negotiate. Now we remember him. He was crying about, he was crying about it's a 1-point game, baby. Let's go. He was crying about how he didn't, what was going on and the 50-50 deal. Everybody was calling him stupid, like, why would you do that? That's dumb. So he says he knows how to negotiate. So here's where it all takes place. I said, Payback looks interesting, but you never gave me the details I asked you for. I asked him about it earlier when he kept screaming about Playback. I said, Playback looks pretty interesting, but you never gave me the details I asked for. Because I said, well, let me see the information. I have Kwame the number, or I guess he said I gave Kwame the number. And of course, he went the other way. So she told me to find other people. So Kenyon coming tomorrow on my show to see if he like it. And if so, he will have his own room. Javaris is coming to have his own room. Another drop moment because he thinks I'm behind it. I need to see information first. So I said, send over the information. Oh, that's Sammy Sosa. Now, he said, Kwame already said, Iverson said, I have his number. I will hit him. I was contacted and I said, I walked away, but I told him I wouldn't respond to him. And I'm like, you did all of that to try to take somebody down. Right? And this is when the AI thing came up. Like, you got a junkie on there. Yeah. And he said, I never contacted Ears, his cousins, none of that. But I'm like, but Suge the junkie, you did. You contacted Suge the junkie. He said, I never contacted Ears and none of them people. And then he's talking like, and you had YouTube page up and with Kwame Brown's dead mother up there is a bad look for you. He works for you. Then what did he say right here? I hired Suge for editing my videos. I have no videos of Kwame's mother on my page. But I'm like, you've hired this guy. That's what I'm saying. Like, you hired this man. If I hired somebody and they're out there doing activities outside of what I hired them to do, that could come back to hurt me, to me, that's conflict of interest. You know, any other job would see this as a problem. But now you have the man saying he hired him. So we going into a thing here. I'm trying to see where we talk about playback some more. Wait a minute, hold on. See what I can find here for you. Because I probably went past it. Okay. I know he said this. Watch what I do to playback. Watch all the people I put on. Hey, how you doing, princess? So this is how the conversation was going. Damn, we just lost the Sword Thompson. Knee to knee. Man, Duran is destroying him. Yeah, Grayson Allen is loving that. Yeah, so once again, after that changes, then it went back to him with this junkie. And I said, you paid that junkie to make an account with Kwame Brown's dead mother. Dude, stop blaming me for shit. I never paid anyone to attack him. Let's go, Ron. I'm listening to the interview, and Kwame said that to AI. No one in that sector can show that I paid him or sent him money, let alone to send them to talk about it. But I'm like, that part don't even matter. He missing the point. And when I said, see, this is what I was talking about when it comes to hiring a junkie. Why pay them when I have the biggest platform to do it? It's for the world to see. It doesn't matter who they pay. You know, because of you and those kind of actions will blow back on you. Did you hear AI sound shocked? He couldn't believe what he was hearing. I never contacted ears and all these people. So now he's trying to act as if he had nothing to do with any of this. Right? He's like, the stuff they talked about has nothing to do with me, and I've never used any of that stuff in my lives against him, which is a lie. But we'll continue. I'm like, but Suge the Junkie, you did. And you have a YouTube page up with Kwame Brown's dead mother. No, and to have a YouTube page up with Kwame's dead mother up is a bad look on you because he works for you. Now, remember, I showed you, he said Suge worked for him. And his very next line is, I hired Suge for editing my videos. So this is someone you've hired that just decided to take an interest into Kwame Brown. Out the blue. Now, I said, but if he's doing that on the side, it makes you look bad. Why can't you see that? And I was like, y'all all stand and want to be judged for your own content, but blame me when other people do stuff. No, you're financing it. I'm like, he works for you, Gil. If someone you hired is R-wording people, you will still have them work for you? This guy who did my thumbnail stabbed my other friend 17 times. Do you think he still works for me? No. He did great work on the thumbnails. So you continue to say, I only hired this guy to do one thing, but this guy, it seems to be taking an avenue at people who have a problem with you. He goes out and decides to take these activities, and then you mention it on your platform. You are basically financing what he's doing. You're okay with it. So you okayed all of that activity. Now, since it's basically finally it should be over, no one is bothering anyone. Brings us back to Playbacktv. They made continuous content, like endless amount of content on both platforms. I asked him for the information because he wanted me to join. That's why all this was about. He wanted me to sign up, but want to act like he didn't ask me to sign up. Like I want you to sign up, but I want you to like beg me for it, type thing. And I'm like, just give me the information. Because see, the thing is, he said he sent me the information, but he deleted it before I even seen anything. Because he texts me all the time. He thought that I would see it, but he had sent the information to Kwame, and just because he sent it to Kwame Brown, he thinks I got it because he sent it to Kwame. I'm like, I didn't know what in the world he was talking about. Yeah, so all of that came full circle because the people there had no choice. I kept asking him, I said, will you please, pretty please, with sugar on top, give me the information? He wouldn't provide any of the information I asked. I said, can you please? Right. Just give us the information. We can go from there. Deliver the information. Yeah. That's all I asked him. Can you give me the information? Because once I got the information, this is why he didn't want to send it to me. He didn't want to send it to me because he'd have saw I would have understood how it was structured. He just wanted people to just come on down off the sense that he's Gil. Come on in, come on down. I'm Gilbert Arenas. I got something we're going to make some money off of, and I'm going to get everybody signed up. So when I saw what it was on my own, because he refused to send me any information whatsoever. He just wants to keep saying, oh, I got this information, and it's going to be the biggest thing in the world. Well, the biggest thing in the world is over. And I'm not bragging the fact that it's over. I don't want to brag on any business that loses, their respected business. It's not a factor, but they were around for 5 years prior to Playback was around, what was it? 5 years prior to them signing Gilbert Arenas. And once they signed Gilbert Arenas, they lasted 1 year and the whole company shut down. So you can, you can make your own assumptions into that. But Playback ended up shutting down. Thank you for the great times. As of December 12th, 2025, Playback has shut its doors. Thanks you for helping us show the world what the future of live sports will look like. There it is. So it's over. Now, for the people that was looking around in shock and in awe, I know they like, oh my God, I can't believe it. How did this happen? I'm totally stunned. So I decided to look into what was going on behind the scenes. So as I'm looking behind the curtains, I'm starting to hear that certain people this year wasn't being paid. And to try to keep up with what was going on in the market as it was becoming high cost, high risk, and everything involving, that situation where it's high cost, high risk, it's you're competing in an ecosystem with YouTube streaming and everything else, how YouTube has evolved over the past couple of years with their, live game streaming. You're basically competing with that, but trying to create another platform for that. And that started to get out of hand. But you have people that was supposed to grow the channel who thought they were big enough to grow the channel, and they did not have the growth that they thought to sustain staying open because they were paying too much money to someone who they thought was a star. So basically, they got conned. They thought this Gilbert Arenas guy was, because he was the number one thing on YouTube, was actually really talented and was good. And it was because of him that his popularity and everything else was up there. And they found out he didn't have draw appeal whatsoever. And the people weren't coming in the way they thought. But they were paying out a lot of money to Gil. And he brought in Josiah. They were getting checks. But everybody they brought in, those guys weren't getting paid. A lot of people's monies was missing. They weren't getting their money. They were showing up basically to see how it was for let's do a one-time pop-up to see if it's worth it. Other people realized what was going on and was like, I don't know if I feel like doing this. I looked behind the curtain and saw, okay, Lowe is over here. So it's a legit company. I said, well, let me tag in with Lowe and see what's going on here. And as I'm starting to get information, there was people who were coming in, getting paid and getting money that they shouldn't have been getting paid. And it seems like somebody was keeping details away from their so-called friends. We're not going to say who the person is, but let's just say there's a lot of disgruntled people that happen to be on that side where only two people got some money. Gil, allegedly, and Josiah, allegedly. Now, if the both of them were the only ones to get this money, how in the world were they going to stay open? How was this going to make them better? And you was going to grow this thing, man. What happened? You big boy Gil. Because you couldn't do it without Kwame Brown. Your show only got popularity because of Kwame Brown. You used Kwame to build yourself up, and then you thought you could just buy your way in. And everybody's going to pay attention to you because you believe you're interesting. And you're not. You're just not. Unfortunately for yourself. And now Playback got to close its doors and say bye-bye. He was like, unless Playback come back with a big check. they're not coming back with a big check. This is it. Like this is the final run. Well, when you have situations that's not beneficial to what you like to illustrate, yeah, when something is not beneficial to what you like to illustrate, you're going to, right, you're going to create whatever thing you need to create to make you feel better about yourself. So, yeah, I mean, if you look at it in a different tone, that's on you. Playback should have never put their eggs in the Gilbert basket. That's true. They shouldn't have, but they didn't know any better. I could see was it RJ, them, they didn't understand. They just looking at it from the outside and saying, okay, well, this Gilbert is trending. People are liking him, but they only like him for what they're saying about Kwame Brown. They don't like them because they like Gil. They like him because, oh, we're good. He's saying something about Kwame Brown, and I need that to be said about Kwame Brown. So I don't have to say it because I don't want Kwame to spit fire on me. So I'm going to let him go back and forth with him. So it's like, oh, he taking care of our Kwame problem. You see, that's how they looked at it. And then they let this guy believe he was something that he wasn't. That's why he's a take the money first type guy rather than build something, because it's more like a con than anything else. Well, that's the narrative. And when people want to run with a narrative rather than facts, then you end up with situations such as this. I don't know if it's his fault. I would say he played a large part of it. If a company was thriving for 5 years and then once they get you, they're gone the very next year, then yeah, I could see that being, a reason not to want to continue. We'll see what happens when it's time. We'll all see what happens when it's time. Yeah, RJ Haplin and yeah, It was popular, man, in just roughly 6 years. It was called an interactive sports community. So all the things that was going on with sports, Ari Bronstein and RJ Haplin, they're going offline. And when they said that, people were stunned. Because there's been people that has been there for 4 years, 5 years. So I oftenly feel bad for those people. Yeah, in 2023, they had partnerships with the NBA, right? And Major League Baseball. And they got a $22 million investment at that time. So the MLB deal was announced, and all of these other people started to come around and want to pick at the money. So obviously, you're going to have people like Gil come and pick at the money. See, me, when I said, give me the information, it's because he knew this is why he didn't want to give me the information, because he knew what I was going to do with the information. See, there's a way to do something and there's a way not to do it. And the way they were doing it was not proactive. Yeah, the way I was doing it was completely different. Because when I do it, people are going to say, hey, what in the world is that? The way they do it, because I was going to look and see what was actually under the hood. He just wanted to sell me the car. So Hapron and Borstein called the other, agreements massive accomplishments and all this stuff, right? But the staff and the creators who's bringing everything to fruition, they noted that it was some difficulties they ran into because of the business model. Because the NBA has some blackout rules with the new CBA agreements, league partnerships, cable packages, and it severely limited the slice of the market that they could actually authenticate to watch the games while people watch it on playback. So I knew that would be a problem because I know how the NBA is, even on YouTube. They don't give all creators, access to even show clips. I got to get false claimed all the time, and they know it's false, and they'll just hold on to it for 30 days just to keep it all, in escrow. Good dunk, Doran. Well, for them to have such a small team, I just don't think them coming back again I just don't think them coming back. Man, Dylan Brooks just gave a hard foul to Cade Cunningham. The referee, Cade had to look at him and go, like, you not finna call that? Yeah, well, that's the narratives. That's how they like to run it. Everybody wants to be messy. They don't want to take the responsibilities. Well, what I saw is that I don't need Gilbert Arenas to do the deal. And I contact Kwame Brown. I said, Kwame, if you want to do this deal, you don't need Gilbert Arenas to do it. You can get your own deal. What Gil want is to have it built up under him so he can negotiate for more money for himself. And all these people are working for free, saying, oh no, you're gonna build your own room up. And then this is once you build your own room up, then no, but he's gonna eat off all of it. And I'm like, you don't even need that. You don't need Gil. So there's no place or no rhyme or reason for any of that activity to take place. Like, you don't need him because he didn't. No, I didn't sign up for it because no, I did not, because I saw it and I said, it's basically me starting a whole new platform, confusing the public all over again, saying, oh, we're going to be over here now. And then we're going to stream the whole thing on YouTube. So it's just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we really doing? But for somebody else, it would be worth it. Like, I have a Patreon, so I have no need for Playbacktv. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I've had these conversations. That's why I could speak on it. The conversations was with myself. You don't have the Knicks winning? What? Pistons up 4. Oh, nice move. Get in position. Back them down. There we go, Tobias. Pass it. K for 3. Oh, come on. You ain't gonna bet on your team. I heard it all now, Outlaw. You can't get away with it. Isaiah Stewart up for defensive, number 1 player for defensive player of the year. Players score 41%, the lowest in the NBA when guarded by him. That's pretty impressive, don't you think? All right, Tobias Harris gets it back. Let's go, Tobias. Drop them. See? People know they roll. We know they roll, baby. Yeah. Put that vice grip on them. Yep. Man, Grayson Allen is pissed. He ain't getting no call. Yeah, we lost to Sword Thompson tonight. Ivy, you can't beat the. Oh my God, stupid, stupid, Ivy, completely fucking stupid. Now it's down to 2 because of that stupid move. He gonna dribble down there and don't know what to do, then turn the damn ball over. Snatch his ass out the game. I get mad, man, when they start messing up. Now here's me telling him to tell Underdog Fantasy, thanks, but I'm not interested. Interested in what? Maybe if you don't spend the whole time faking everything, shit would be real for you. Never see someone spend so much energy faking everything. I'm like, so because he doesn't know, he thinks it's fake. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Faking stuff? Are you kidding me right now? So I sent him the clip that showed me talking to the guy. And it showed me saying, I'm not going to work for them. I'm not going to work with them. So I showed him the meeting that we had, a clip from the meeting. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, so I'm faking, right? Do me a favor and tell me what I've been faking about. Don't worry, I'll wait to hear it. Because what have I faked? All I told you to do was tell them thanks, but I'm good. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in working with them. That isn't fake, sir. You wrote Underdog. You wrote tell Underdog Fantasy thanks, but no thanks. As if they was reaching out to work with you. And he said, and if they were, and you were saying no, then whatever your reasons are is your problem, not mine. I said, are you asking now? I can tell you. You learned a lot more by asking questions instead of projecting. There are others are interested in me via third-party relationships. I told them I will not work with them based on that situation with that junkie. I'm not dealing with that. You asked them if they knew Underdog. So they probably asked you if you have someone you don't want to work with. But he said they probably, you heard that in the video. But again, you can work with whoever you want to as a creator. Who they write checks has nothing to do with me. I make sure my checks for my crew is always on time. Congrats to whoever you work with. So why is he so hot? I'm like, nope, wrong. I never said I don't know if you work with them directly, but I will not work with Underdog Fantasy. They know why, and we just move on. Was surprised they were interested in my channel as well as others were in the sports group. But they were looking into, but whoever I sign with, I know Underdog will never be that group for me because I believe in principles over money. What do you say? Get your money. I was like, I only told you because Underdog is you. and y'all are on first name communication with him. Thank you. Why would why you could say that in the beginning? I had to be the fake guy. Faking for YouTube is your thing, but make your money. Now he's back on the faking thing after I showed him the proof. And I was like, name one fake thing. You don't be in the game this long as I do if you faking stuff, buddy. 95% of your information is fake or misinformation for an agenda. But that's your content. And you do as you may. Authentic pays a lot more than clickbait. Cool. Name one. Oh, yeah. Block. Okay. All the way. Come on. Oh, we could have had that, Cade. We going to the line. Foul on Dylan Brooks. He's going to the bench. Oh, he's fouled out. 16 points. It's going to be a rough game for Dylan Brooks. He's not happy about this game. It's too physical. See, you could be physical with punks, Dylan Brooks, but not with the Detroit Pistons. We don't play that shit. Come on. They got Cade missing free throws. That's not going to happen. So I'm like, clickbaiting? That's all you do. I've never clickbaited in my life. That's true. I say what I believe in me. That's facts. Oh, there. What you believe. Got it. I'm like you said, MJ and Zeke friendship ended when he didn't shake hands with him. You say what you believe, aka clickbait, right? Okay, so that's when that was. Yeah, this was the video that I don't think we ever did this video. That's the video we were doing. The all-time Bulls, all-time Warriors, all-time Spurs. Who had the best team? I'm telling you, the team might play better. Oh my God, they let Cade miss another one. And then they call a foul on Durham. Going for the rebound. Now Goodwin finna act like he been shot by a gun. Yeah, it's 151 to go in the game. So as you can see, naturally, who's capping, who's not capping. All I told the man was tell them thank you. I don't want anything. I'm not going to do that. I think if I get an offer from them, it's, pretty much self-generated. Like the person that's generating that type of energy is definitely not coming from a good place. Like I wouldn't work for a company when the person that supposedly is your A star, oh, Asura Thompson's back and he just got poked in the eye. Damn. Come on, Asura, get up. Oh, it's got under your eyelid. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Good, good. That's for all y'all suckers to bet on it. He knocked his contact out his eye. So what, we got a contact injury? It's contact lens injury. That's why I said they might play better tonight. They got the problem off the floor. This can prove my point. We up 3 with 1:18 to go. No, that's basically how I saw it. I mean, things have been falling apart over there, but that's on them. Mm-hmm. Well, it's what it is, you know. It's a 4-point game. They made Thompson miss the second one. Rod almost had it. Talking about somebody quit, and you the main one. I gotta tell you, I don't even know how that's gonna happen. I don't even know how that's gonna happen. Gil just went through a procedure. No, I don't know. They probably stuck the vacuum cleaner up his ass again. But no, let me tell you. Now this is the special part of the show. Since KB came in, I thought I'd at least give you this part before we gonna do a whole nother part. See, y'all didn't know this man been walking around like a old man limping for a minute. None of y'all knew. I wasn't beefing with the guy, so I didn't want to talk about it. But we gonna talk about it now. All right. I told you he ain't been performing well. Where they put you to sleep in pain.
I think the Clippers used to have concerts. Let me try to bend it. I gotta bend it. Oh man.
Now I want y'all to hear this.
Our last playback, the last dance.
Now y'all need to hear this from Mr. Arenas himself. And I want y'all to listen very closely to what he says. This is an example of everything in his life.
Even it bent. Ooh, got it stiff. Pause. Oh. Keeping it bent, got it stiff. Yeah, I said you can't be doing this type of stuff with little kids in the arena. No, little kids think it's cute. You can't do that with grown men in the arena. Perverts. People like me. Okay?
Perverts. People like me. He called himself a pervert right there. You can't do that with perverts. I said the Pistons won again. Did you hear that? He called himself a pervert. See, Knicks, that's how you take care of business.
Oh, man. Our last playback, the last dance. Even it bent. Ooh, got it stiff. Pause. Oh. Keeping it bent, got it stiff. Yeah, I said you can't be doing this type of stuff with little kids in the arena. No, little kids think it's cute. You can't do that with grown men in the arena. Perverts. People like me. Okay.
People like me. That's what he said. People like me. I love it. I had to reinvent myself. Drag this all the way out. What is it? Give me the information so I can see it. No, y'all didn't want it. Y'all turned me down. Y'all said I was a fool. Now watch what I do on playback. I said, watch what I turn it into. I said, Gil, you didn't give me anything. Then he said, you know what? You right. I gave it to Kwame. But he gave it to you. I think I gave it to both of y'all, but I deleted all the context, everything we had on that. So I deleted it. But you seen it. I gave it to you. I'm like, you didn't give me anything, Gil. You never gave me the information. So I don't even know what you were talking about when you was bringing it up. I thought you were talking about some YouTube thing. So I said, well, let me see what it is first. What are you talking about? Send me the information first. And he said, I sent it to Kwame. So it was about a lady that he kept bringing up some lady and said, she's the one to talk to. This is what's this and that. And I'm finna get X, Y, and Z. So when I went to go look it up, I said, well, let me just look into this myself. And when I looked into it, I was like, what the hell do I need Gil for? We've been fired before Christmas. He never knows nothing. We'd have been fired and wouldn't know why. Right. So I looked at it and then I told Kwame, I said, Kwame, what we need Gil for? I'm like, if we wanted to do something on playback, we could just go and create our own thing on playback. That's like us getting a YouTube channel. I was like, we don't need to go through Gil. What the hell? He wanted me and Kwame to go under him to help boost him up. Now, I'm going to show you why he gone. Now, y'all finna go and find out why he gone. Here's why he's gone. Okay, this is his page right here. The Gilbert Arenas show on playback. Okay, here we go. Let's go through the replays. He's got, blow it up for y'all to see it, 23,322 members. Hit the replay button. Boom. This is why he gone. 828 views, 781 views, 786 views, 770 views, 820 views, 819 views, 664 views for a 2-hour video. The biggest video he did was him returning to the Lakers. He did 1,189. That was a month ago. This dude can't do numbers. They thought he could move the needle. Look at this. 200 views, 800 views. He got a 1,000 finally. The Dodgers game gave him 1,300 views one day. Other than that, he's not getting any views. So why would they justify paying you? You have not given them a reason to retain you. Now, the same thing he dropped on YouTube, this ain't hate. This is actually reflection. I'm reporting on the human drama. So what have you done to justify them keeping you or paying you serious money? They thought you were going to be able to bring some big time, like attraction over there. But on his YouTube, he got like 16,000 people showing up doing stuff. But over here, those people on YouTube is not going to come over to this page to watch you live stream. Why would they? If they could stay on YouTube and just be on YouTube, why the hell would they have to go over to Playback? If it's the same goddamn live stream. You've given them no option. But what do I know, right? So anyway, let's go to Lowe's room, right? Remember Lowe who was talking to them about business and why would you do this and why would you do that? Remember that? They was talking with Lowe. Let's look at Lowe. Lowe got 36,170 members. Lowe, who they says is, Lowe is a nobody. What do he know? He ain't Gilbert Arenas. Well, he got more members and followers than Gilbert Arenas. And let's see what Lowe's bringing in. Lowe's room, 2,836 2 weeks ago. 2,000 views, 2,600, 1,600. He doing almost double Gil numbers to watch the game and talk about it. So they rather sit with a guy who y'all might call fat with glasses. They want to hear him talk about basketball than Gilbert Arenas on the damn thing. Now, y'all can say it's hate, but this is just facts. We're going over the facts. The show's over, baby. Now, I wasn't rooting for his downfall. I'm just pointing out reality so y'all can see why he's gone. Now, y'all see why he's gone, right? Thanks, Kwame Brown. KB with the super chats. But it goes to show you that it ain't adding up. Your YouTube views ain't adding up to your real views that you getting over there. See, you can't fraudulently get the views over here at Playback that you can on YouTube. And it ain't working. So it ain't justifying your viewership. Out of 22,000 viewers, you got 800 views. So over 800 people out of your 23,000 is tuning in to listen to you, bro. So that means you're really not interested. They're only interested in you when you talk about Kwame Brown. That's why you wanted me and Kwame over there. To help get your car stuck out the mud. Now, see, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't said nothing about it. I let it ride. Because we ain't beefing, we ain't saying nothing. I just let it go. I wasn't saying nothing. And I wasn't going to talk about this right now. So I just said, you know what? We're in a good vibe space. Let's just let it all out and let it be done. So that's where I just said, forget it. Let it go on out. Yeah, but see, he can't do it like you do. Because see, he got to follow an agenda. See, now when Rich Paul said something out of school And Kenya Martin wanted to see in there. You see, Gilbert had to clam up. He can't say nothing bad about Clutch. He can't say nothing bad about Rich Paul. So his nuts is clipped for real. He got them nuts clipped. Oh yeah. Well, he had to break up all that scar tissue that he had in there on his knee. He had to break all that up. So they had to put him to sleep so they could do all the stuff. Well, it's natural. Mm-hmm. See, that's natural when they go down that road. So I'm not rooting for his downfall. I'm just trying to let people know and understand that when you do business with people and they don't have, like he said, you got to have a concept. A concept is just a part of it, Gil. Here's the thing and the keys to making a show. It's not just getting the right people and the right cash. You actually have to be interesting. You actually have to have something that works. Gilbert Arenas' show, Gil's Arena, works because they have other people on the show that can get the show popping. But the numbers have been tailing off. And the reason why is because you don't have anything interesting to say. Y'all vibe under the same umbrellas. Same tropes. And that should do it, folks. See y'all again. The Pistons won again. Now let's watch the next loop. I'm out.